What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on a Sunday night, September 26, 2021 to be exact. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Billups. Station. How is everybody doing? I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're getting ready for a great week. You're going to go out there. You're going to crush it, everybody. You're going to fucking crush it. Anyway, how is everybody doing? I am here. Tonight, this is the show, by the way, that we talk about movies, comics, pop culture, and a whole lot more. So join us in. How is everybody doing? I see a lot of people already tailgating. Happy NFL Sunday, Week 3. I hope your team won. If not, station. You know? My team doesn't play till tomorrow night, but it's going to be fun. Cowboys versus the Eagles. So I appreciate everybody being here. This show, we got a lot coming up tonight. We're going to be talking about our favorite comic books of last week. We'll be talking about what's coming up this week, including the DC sneak peek. We're going to be doing a little bit of a Horror Fest rendition of the Sunday morning movie review. Sunday night, I guess. It's actually, the Sunday night movie review. Anyway, we'll be talking about Graduation Day because we're starting our Linnea Quigley Appreciation Month. So, there you go. So... Ha ha! What else? We got top 5 movies from 1993. We'll be talking about the Party Thor episode of What If. We're doing a little bit of show and tell and everything else. You know, we do have a plan. We got some topics, some bits, some segments to get to, but this show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your concerns. So let's get them in right now. What do you want to talk about? First of all, throw it up. Did your team win? How'd your team perform today? Are you a baseball fan? How's it looking for the postseason for you? Yeah, we can do a little bit of sports talk. You can follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, you might as well join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can follow me over on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. You can check out podcasts and more at our website, popculturephilosophers.com. We got merch. We got all that stuff. All those links in the description down below. So after the show, maybe you want to jump on over there. Also, you can help support the channel with Super Chat or joining Patreon. That's right, our Patreon gives you early access to a downloadable audio file of the weekly comic book review, usually dropped about 2 to 3 hours before it drops live on YouTube. So there you go. Also, by the way, that website is patreon.com/PCP. You can join up like these fine PCP patriots right there. What's coming up here on the channel? Let's take a look. Well, first of all, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be over at The Experience, selling comics with Dynamic Forces, with Rex and John. It's going to be a great show. I found out this week in the preview video that we do here on the channel that Rex is an Eagles fan, so it's kind of like a pregame. Think about it like comic book talk, pop culture talk, Monday Night Football pregame, and maybe you can buy you some good comics. There's going to be some great comics on sale. Do join us in support and throw out a station in the chat. That's at 5 p.m. Central tomorrow. We were supposed to have Comics Revisited coming up this Monday. I totally forgot about it. I decided we'd do it anyway. Didn't have time, so this has been postponed, probably to next Monday. Just got to get confirmation from Verno and from Jay. But me and Brian are down to move this next week, so this will be next Monday. Comics Revisited, Pax Romana by Jonathan Hickman. We do have the monthly comic book review coming up here on the channel. That's going to be Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Who will be joining me this month? You'll find out later on in the show. Horror Fest rolls on through Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Time with one of my favorite movies of all time. It's Suspiria by Dario Argento. The next night over at Dylan's Horror Show, we'll be talking about Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell. Today, I dropped, along with Jim Mint, my new top 10 comic books of the week over at Jim Mint Collectibles. This is not the correct thumbnail, but still, go check that out. And one more time, for posterity's sake, how about them Cowboys? So how's everybody doing? All right. What's up, Say What? What's up, TM Nerdy? What's up, Joram? I almost called you Jor-El. What's up, Joram? What's up, Comic Book Therapy? What's up, 62 Lefty Blues? What's up, Tacky? What's up, Officially Unofficial Geek? What's up, Mars? Who else we got in here? If you're out here, throw out a station. Let us know you're here. What's up, JT? What's up, Philip? What's up, Eric? What's up, Evil Face Bad? What's up, Tim? Looking through the chat. What's up, Justin? What's up, Reverse Amoeba? What's up, William? Show that sexy ass thing figure. This little thing. Oh, it's gonna drop Quicksilver over. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, there it is. It's a 10-inch thing. He has the helmet that he had too, so I got the helmet somewhere too. But yeah, that's the Toy Biz one. I love that damn figure. Well, can I get it back in there? Without knocking everything else over. Okay. We'll put Sam back up, though. There we go. All right. Happy Halloween. What's up, Vaz Vegas? Station Robbie and all. Robbie in my NFL pregame show. 49ers fan here. Oh, you got a big game tonight. 49ers and the Packers. What's up, Holshoe? How you doing, bruh? Holshoe's about to be going out of town. I hope you have a good time, man. And we went karaoke last night. I should have hollered at John. Usually John doesn't like to come out, though. I should have hollered at you, John. I'll let you know next time. Fat Batman is here. What's up? We went to the station. There is a bar in our area called the Station, so it's pretty fun. If you're on the PCP Army, I dropped a picture last night. Me and Jelani giving the Station out in front of Station. What's up, Brandon? My fantasy team is up by 14 with Aaron Jones still to play, so it's looking decent, although the other guy has his tight end and K left. All right. What's up, Albert? I don't do fantasy, so that sounds cool, though. Good for you. Philip says, I just got to say I effing loved the Star Wars Vision show on Disney Plus more than The Mandalorian. My buddy Cam and, of course, Jay Strick, part of the Excitable PCP crew, both of them really liked it as well. I haven't checked it out yet. What's up, Mike? Lions nearly beat the Ravens. I know, I saw that. It's crazy. What's up, Comic Burrito? What's up, Dominique? Robbie's got the 10 and 1/2. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, it's probably actually a little bit taller than 10. It's just fucked up that whole goddamn shelf now. It's bothering me. Like it's so much. It's too much negative space over there now. That's not going to help, Robbie. I always get worried when my Silverhawks fall too, because I'm like, the Silverhawk figures are freaking expensive. Not that one though. It's really rough. Comic Burrito says, as a Lions fan, it made me so sad that they lost to a record-long field goal. Yeah, what was it? How long was it? It's pretty long. Am I sure it's 10 inches? No. I don't know if it's a 10-inch thing, but it's close or above 10 inches. Yeah, John, my thing is huge. Bears lost, but I've been used to that. Oh, yeah. But damn, the Chiefs lost, the Bucks lost. Some crazy outcomes today. I was watching a little bit of the Falcons-Giants game. I'm glad the Giants lost that one. And didn't Washington lose to Buffalo? Station. Brandon says, oh, I love Drag Me to Hell. Awesome. Hell yeah. Who is continuing with Primal after issue 1? I'm still on the fence. Vaz means primordial. I am. I love it. I freaking love it. I think that it's definitely aimed at, it's most, like most comics today, it's written for the trade, right? So it will be better there. There's not a lot that you got in the first issue, but for me, it was just enough, especially with the promise of the concept of like We 3 meets, 2001. Like, I really dig that shit. So I am definitely going to stick around. I'll let you know how much more it blows me away as it goes along. If it does. I am I'm not watching the Packers game tonight, so let me know, keep me score updated once it starts, but I'm watching the Yankees Red Sox because this is a stressful end to the damn season, I'll tell you all that. I feel like we're about to play these fuckers again in a wild card game, and I hope that it's in the Bronx. That's my people. What's up, Big Herm? How you doing? Fable in the house, right? Go Yankees. We want that wild card game against the Sox in the fucking Bronx, don't we? JT says go Sox. That's nice. Well, you've already dropped 2 out of the 3, so hopefully it's 0-0 right now in the 4th. It's been a pretty freaking tight game. Montgomery's been pitching pretty well. What's up, Empire? Herm, where's your Sunday show been, bruh? I miss your Sunday show. Where's it at? Where's it at? So how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? All right. What do you want to chat about? Get your questions, get your thoughts, get your topics in right now. We're about to move into the first 6. So I've been going through my Blu-ray collection, and we're in the C's. We dropped off last time with Captain America Winter Soldier, so the next 6 Blu-rays in my collection, Captain America Civil War, of course. I really think that Captain America is the most consistent trilogy, not just in the MCU, but in most comic book movies, superhero movies in particular. There's my copy of Carrie. That's the original. I got that Day of the Dead steelbook cover. Got that on Hamilton like last year for like $5. But yeah, Carrie, great movie. Love Carrie. It is the original, right? What? Would it be crazy if I bought the remake? I do like the remake. Yeah, that's the original. All right, then we got Casablanca. Love this movie. Got to see this in the theater one time at a Fathom event. It was great to see this one on the big screen. I'm such an old school fan of that. An old school fan. Yeah, I love this movie back in 1941. Anyway, Castle Freak. That's the Stuart Gordon film. We talk about this on Dylan's Horror Show on the Stuart Gordon Spotlight. I love this movie. It's a weird stretch, but it's messed up. I really like that. There's The Cat of Nine Tails. Recently got this not too long ago. It's the Arrow edition. It's a Dario Argento film, one of his early ones. If not his first. I think it's his first. Pretty sure it's his first. It's part of the Animal trilogy. There's this, Four Flies on Grey Velvet, and what's the other one? The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Have all 3 of those, so yeah, there you go. And we're wrapping up the first 6 with Boris Karloff and Cauldron of Blood, old school, schlocky, stupid horror from the 60s. But it's a proper stretch in this household, let's just say that. So that's the first 6 from my Blu-ray collection. Cerebros have the show that leads into yours. Yeah, but where's Herm's live show? I liked Herm's live show before my show. Gives a fuck about that Verno guy. White Sox lost, I think, JT. Oh, you're thinking about the White Sox. You know, they clinched their division, though, with a lower record than the Yankees. But that's just the way the baseball works. But the divisional, all that stuff. The movie Juice is a masterpiece. Tupac and Omar Epps with great performances. I don't know why we're talking about Juice. Is that a 93 movie? Are we already on that? That's later. But I remember really liking Juice in middle school. But I haven't seen it since then. Officially Unofficial Geek says Casablanca is one of my favorites. Hell yeah. Mike says, 100% agree about the Cap MCU flicks. Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU flick. It's a very popular opinion, but it's a very correct opinion. Officially Unofficial Geek says, I joke around with my parents telling them they named me after Carrie. I mean, I guess your name's Carrie. Ooh, I'm going to get Strickland tomorrow. I'm going to be like, hey man, what's that movie? So actually, I probably won't be able to get Strickland because Strickland's, I don't know if he's ever even seen it. Like, Strickland's one of those horror fans. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Perry's in the house. Dropped super chat for the peach. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, homie. And then right behind him, we got Reggie. What's up, Reggie? With Super Chat, $5. Love you, dudes. We love you too, man. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters, and he fights with the man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with the fire starter named Liz, and an ectoplasmic mess named Johann. BPRD. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, TM Nerdy. Everybody sub up to TM Nerdy. Somebody drop a link. Come on. Come on. Thank you so much for the super chats. We really do appreciate it. That was $2 Canadian. I don't know what that means American. We'll just count it. All right, I got the goal here. When we hit the goal tonight, it makes the fact that we're gonna open up this Ultra Magnus finally. Keeps losing the damn votes. If it was up against Hot Rod, it would have won. Why no love for Ultra Magnus for the last few weeks, y'all? Damn, man, there's too much negative space there. What's up, Chaos? Chaos is in the house. How you doing, brother? How did the Hellboy song start? Brandon, it started randomly. I used to play that video. I was playing that video when we would get super chats, and it was because we were funding the Joker van from Toy Biz. And we funded that, and we were super excited. So I made that little celebration video to throw up. The Joker clapping, and it had the Joker van. And then it just stayed on the program, and we just kept using it. Ultra Magnus just a punk. But it just stayed on the... Hey, David Ortiz is in there. I hate A-Rod as a commentator. I really, really freaking do. That aside from the point. So one day, I don't know why, and the original cut of it, if you look up Pop Culture Philosophers Hellboy song, I clipped it out so that everybody could see where it started. But I had a Hellboy poster next to me, and I just started fucking randomly singing that song. So there we go. Okay, Huss says, one day I'm going to give $200 in $2 increments so the whole show is Joker clapping. Bueller likes to do that, Chaos. He likes to throw out the dollar sometimes. It makes me feel like I'm an adult performer or something. Sometimes he makes it rain. There was one night where it just kept going and going and going, yeah. But, the smaller the amount, if you notice, the smaller the Joker video impact. Somebody had asked about the Ditko stuff. We'll get to that. Jesus Christ. Hey, Cerebros, you're in the house, man. I've had nothing but good things to say about you today. Did you get my Twitter message? We're going to have to postpone Comics Revisited. I still haven't had a chance to read it. I thought I'd be able to read it today, and I looked at it. I forgot how wordy it was. I'll be honest with you, bruh. So I sent you a message. Hopefully we can get that scheduled for next Monday. So just get back for that. But thank you for the super chat. It says Station, stoked for Comics Revisited. Then we got my boy Mike06. Station from South Carolina. Miss y'all. Tell the boys at the shop I said hello. Will do. I hope you're having fun out there, Mike. Mike's on tour right now with the Dead Deads and Candlebox, taking pictures, doing his thing. Super proud. We'll get to the Ditko stuff here after this. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Thanos. He's just throwing some rocks around that Hellboy's shoulder, don't you know? But Hellboy's shoulder is the left shoulder of the room of doom and of ketchup and all that other shit that is disgusting and it makes the world turn, yo. What? I don't know what I am saying. If only Mario was here to save the day. But he's not, he's just an illusion. The only truth in this world is Uncle Scrooge. No law for the rich, what? All right. Verno says he's down. So that means I'll go ahead and make the official announcement. That's 3 of 4 of us guaranteed. Okay. Comics Revisited next Monday. Not tomorrow night, in fact, but next Monday because I haven't read the book. And let's be honest, Cowboys are playing the Eagles. Okay. So I want to be able to deliver you not something based on memory, not something where I'm half-assed distracted with the Cowboys in front of me. So I've made the executive decision to delay this out a week. So there you go. So there you go, so you know. Pax Romana, next Monday night. What's that, the 4th? October 4th? And don't worry, we're still doing our normal October episode of Comics Revisited at the end of the month as well. Gah! Red Sox are up. And for the first time, I'll announce it. It's going to be Batman The Long Halloween. Get it? Because it's Halloween. You know, we like the... Oh, William's in the house. He's an Eagles fan. That's fine, William. I still respect you. Oh, Lordy. Well, damn. I didn't say fuck the Eagles, bruh. Why you gotta be like that? I'll allow it. I love it. Every time I go to allow something, it's like, another moderator's already handled this. Like, just calm fuck down, Robbie. Don't worry about it. Robbie, am I going to go see Venom? Yeah, I'm going to go see Venom. It's this week. This week, there's 2 movies I want to see. Venom 2 and The Many Saints of Newark. I'm really, really more excited for the Sopranos movie. Hell yeah, that was my first Hickman book. Eric, I fucking love that book. Brian's really enjoying the reread. I think Verno's reading it for the first time. Don't forget, later on tonight, I will be announcing the panelists for the weekly comic book review. Live on Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central Time. All right, let's talk about this Ditko stuff. Let's talk about it. So, there are a few things that I see happening, which are driving me fucking crazy. Okay, so number 1, thanks Herm for throwing up the link to Verno's channel. I'll be on Verno's show in the next week or 2. I'm very excited. I love your show on YouTube, by the way, Verno. I fucking love it. I've watched every one that you've dropped on YouTube. So, because I'm a YouTube whore. Anyway. David Chase is angry as hell that it's going to HBO Max. I still going to go to the theater. I have like this card that I get where I can watch. It's like a card to pay like $20 a month for. At my AMC theater, and I get to watch 3 movies a week, like as a part of the service. So I looked, and as long as there's at least 2 movies a month that I want to watch, it's good. But October, there's like shit every week. So I like going to the movie theater. It's one of my things. But yeah, I'm gonna go see I'm gonna go see Venom. And I'm going to go see Verno eventually one day. We're going to meet up and we're going to watch Venom. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Verno hit 100 subs? Hell yeah. Station. What's up, Trade Paper Dad? The Ditko stuff, let's talk about it. So I'm seeing all this stuff. This is what's happening. You got people that are like, oh my God, Marvel is going to lose the rights to Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Not going to happen. If you're not aware of what we're talking about, the Ditko estate has informed Marvel legally, and they've served notice in July or June, I think, of copyright termination. So the way copyright law works with it's different for certain things, but there's so long after the creation where a product will go into the public domain or the rights will revert back. So what's happening here is that basically after so long, the rights to comic book characters, it's possible that they could revert back to the creators. And if the creator is, say, deceased, then it would revert to their family, right? So Steve Ditko's family has informed Marvel that they are basically going to seek in court to terminate the copyright for Doctor Strange and Spider-Man because Steve Ditko is the co-creator of those characters. So people think that this means that Marvel is in danger of losing these characters. That's not going to happen because Disney's got lawyers and they got money. So we've seen this recently with things like the Kirby estate. They did their stuff. That was in court for a while. Marvel successfully defended the idea that it was work for hire. Therefore, they are determined to have the copyright and all that stuff. Plus, they own trademarks. Trademarks and copyrights are different. So there's some weird stuff there. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster's estates did the same thing to DC. So what usually happens is that either the court rules in favor of the corporation, which, no surprise there, what I'd say in that last Hellboy song, no law for the rich. Anyway, no law for the corporations. Don't get me started. It's not Teen Dog Shades Night, is it? Anyway, so what usually happens, though, like with the Siegel and Schuster stuff, is like they kind of settle, right? So basically what's going to happen is that Steve Ditko's family is going to get some financial compensation from Marvel/Disney or whatever it is, right? Whatever the entity you want to name it is. But they're going to get a little bit more money. So then I've seen people say, this is crap, that this is the family trying to just make money off of what their dad or their grandfather or whatever, somebody did. I see how that seems the right thing, but it's not. Because the thing is this, and I'm not saying that, say, Steve Ditko's granddaughter or grandniece or whatever, or grandnephew or whatever deserves financial compensation for Steve's work. But Steve never got it, so it's owed to somebody eventually. And if the thing is, the more things like this happen, the more that creators and creators' estates can get, the more pressure goes on to at least the acknowledgement. Stan Lee is an anomaly in the comic book industry as one of the big co-creators that really got to experience a lot of financial wealth from his creations. That didn't happen to Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, John Romita, going back, Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster, Bill Finger, the Bob Kane stuff. Bob Kane was like a Stan Lee type. And it could be, you could criticize Stan and Bob for that kind of shit, but they just had a different approach to it. Jack Kirby let me be honest with you here. When it comes to the Stan and Jack shit and Stan and all the other stuff, like, I honestly think if Steve was alive today, he wouldn't give a shit. He would just be like, never mind. You can have it. I don't care. Because it didn't seem like he did, right? But, like, Kirby not only didn't try to promote himself the way Stan Lee did. Nothing's wrong with that. I love self-promotion. I love branding. I think that's great. What Stan Lee has done for the industry has been amazing. Jack Kirby was a little bit more old school. He was older than Stan. He had a little bit more of a old-fashioned work ethic, right? And also, goddamn drawing all the fucking time. Didn't have time to do Playboy interviews. Didn't have time to do this. He was busy grinding, creating new worlds for us, right? So I what's going to happen is Steve Ditko's family is going to get some more money. Marvel's going to keep these characters. There's no worry about that. But you have these people that are like, oh, this isn't right of the families to do this. Well, I think it's right of the families to do it because at least it just starts bringing it more up into the idea that creators need more compensation for these things. Like it's a shame that Jack Kirby died not having experienced the success of his creations and what really happened out of it. Aside from just people like me on YouTube talking about it, right? And then there's the other side where people are like, I can't believe so many people are willing to defend a corporation in this, and the rights should revert back to their families and this and that. That's stupid too. What? The end result is this. It's going to be in the middle. It's going to be in the middle. They're going to get some more money. Marvel's going to keep publishing and making Spider-Man and Doctor Strange books and movies and shit, right? But they're just going to get some money off of it, right? But people that are like, the family shouldn't do this because they didn't do the work. I think it's a little narrow-minded, as well as the people that are like, corporations are evil, which I don't like corporations that much either. Okay, y'all? Trust me. But corporations are evil. All the rights should be to the creators, blah, 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 blah. Some of those same people would probably die, would probably kill to work on Spider-Man or Doctor Strange. You get what I'm saying? So I think there's more nuance to it than just an aggressive yay or nay. So, but that's what's going to happen. It's obviously going to make people fearful that Marvel's going to lose these characters. They're not. It's going to make people think that it's not within the rights of the families of these creators to seek financial compensation for something they didn't do. That's not quite what it is. It's more about recognition and building up for future creators and present creators and their stakes, which are super slow and light when shit happens. And then it's not also saying that like Marvel is evil for fucking publishing Spider-Man comics. So there you go. And the thing with the work for hire and the contracts and this and that, unfortunately, when you sign a contract, it's legally binding. And it may not always be what we think is ethically the right thing, but sometimes the letter of the law is the letter of the law. But there is some shady practices from Marvel and DC towards those creators. William mentioning Marvel still owes for not returning all of Ditko's artwork. That's been a problem with a lot of people. Nowadays, it's not as much of a problem because it's usually digital. But sales of original artwork usually kept artists afloat because the page rates then weren't that great, and they're even worse today. Big Herb says, Bill Finger's family deserves the money the most. He was done really dirty. See, that's the thing is, if Bill Finger, if Jack Kirby, if Steve Ditko, if John Romita, if these people got their financial compensations for their creations on the level of what they're earning, their families would have this. There would be something there. There would be major differences. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. There's a piece. Here's how I feel personally. Creators need acknowledgement and they need compensation. I'm down for that. And I also want Marvel to keep publishing and producing Spider-Man and Doctor Strange content, whether it's in comic books, television, animation, or cinema, or video games, or whatever. So, was that graphic novel about Ditko's life ever released? I'm not sure about that. Corporations are people, so it's people who are evil. That's a whole thing. What's up, Chamorro? How are you doing? Ditko would be furious at this happening. He may be, but a lot of other creators are not Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko had a disconnect that a lot of creators don't and shouldn't have. And I'm not saying anything about Steve Ditko. That's fine. So I get why some people are like, well, I don't think Steve Ditko would do this, so it's wrong of his family to do it. They're just trying to make a buck. Let me tell you something. Most people I know, including me, would do a lot to make a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, I'll do that if you're paying me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the world we live in. But, yeah, I understand I understand the idea of like, well, they didn't do the creation, so why do they get the money? I get it. Ideally, it should have been people like Ditko may have turned it down. He may be like an Alan Moore, right? But that's not the point. For every Alan Moore, Alan Moore's just speaking up for this kind of shit, right? But for every Ditko, there's 1,000 Kirbys. Well, there's not 1,000 Kirbys. There's only one. You get what I'm saying? For somebody who wants to distance themselves from that as much as possible, like Ditko did, and maybe part of that was what happened. Right? He left. I don't think it wasn't on good terms when he left, man. I don't know. I know more about the Kirby drama than I do the Ditko drama. I haven't really delved too deep into that. So, didn't Ditko suffer from depression? I do believe so. And that's the other thing too, is like, with Jack Kirby, it hurts because I've heard this dude on radio shows and you can hear it in his voice. Like, and all it seemed like he did, it wasn't necessarily the money, it was just the recognition. Kirby was never credited as co-creator of those things in his lifetime. That fucking sucks, y'all. That's a big deal. And if Kirby was alive today, he would obviously be reaping some of these benefits, but he's not. I mean, he would be over 100. You know what I'm saying? If he was alive today. But it's really fucking sad. And Steve Ditko may be a different personality that may be not in no way centered into the idea of not having control over his creations. But I think there was something to that, right? And so the effect of this and the way it leans into these families. Do the families deserve money for something they did not do? Well, what's the difference between that and the damn dude that owns Clorox's, why did I say Clorox? But anyway, any rich person dying and having a trust fund for their heirs. What's the fucking difference? You know what I'm saying? If we're cool with that, if we're cool with money being passed down generationally in wealth, then like, yeah. And if you think about the amount of work it goes into to not just create comics, but to create ideas and the grind and the work and what that did to these people and the opportunities they missed out on, bruh, they're definitely, it just sucks. It just sucks that Kirby and Ditko and them are not alive to get it. And even if Ditko wouldn't. You get what I'm saying? But it just sucks. And we got 69 people in here. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel, especially while we're live. Lets everybody know that this is a happening place to be on YouTube Sunday night. Rockin Robbie Live. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm rambling. I'm going in circles. I want the best of both worlds. I want creators to make money, and I want creators to have ownership over their stuff. I believe work for hire is work for hire, but I think there should be more clauses there. Like, if you create something for us and it gets huge, we're going to reward you. Because to me, that's the American worker and employer fucking experience. Like, I agree that I'll do this for this amount of money, but if I somehow go above and beyond and make you more successful, like, let that trickle down toward me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. In my job, that's what happens. Omar says, I won't stop till I have Clorox money. Dude, you want that Clorox money? They own the goddamn patent to Ranch dressing seasoning. Pretty sure. Fable says, he was deeply saddened. You could tell he probably felt everyone sold out. Yep. Corporations are not people. The Supreme Court, fuck the Supreme Court for ruling so. That's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, Ditko shit was objectivism. It was something that Tom King was trying to explore in Rorschach, and he did it successfully for the first half of that series. Jay says, Marvel just hires artists from poor countries to pay artists low wages. That is something that's happening now. Their rates are really fucking low. We were talking to Jimmy Palmiotti on the channel, and that was something he very specifically was talking about. That's a great conversation. If you missed it, you want to check it out, because that is something that's happening. And here's the thing, though. That's why Jimmy doesn't sign those contracts anymore. And sometimes the lessons that we learn from the Kirbys and the Fingers that's what happens. Hey, we got Pressable Defects up in the house station. How y'all doing? Hell yeah, Comic Forge. I'm always unclear. I'm pretty sure that's Matt, because Matt's the one that's been on the channel, but I've also met Guy on the Loki reviews. I don't know which one. Who is it? Which one? Who's that? Who am I talking to? Man, I found out Stan Bush's The Touch for Transformers. The movie was intended for Sly Stallone's Cobra movie. The early version sounded like complete shit. Kit, I think I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned or failed to mention, but we were talking about that. We did a Cobra review. Yankees just scored. 2-1 Yankees. Come on, baby. Come on. Compromises will happen, and money will be exchanged, and the clickbait out there for this freaking people is vast. Yeah. I could have easily put together a video, be like, Marvel's about to lose Spider-Man. And gotten a couple thousand views probably, but it's not worth it for me. Integrity. But I will dedicate 20 minutes of it tonight. No, but this is the conversation going on. I mean, it's it is what it is. Jack Kirby was a war veteran. He would draw maps. They used his artistic talent. Did you see Kirby's original drawing for Spider-Man? It looked like complete shit. Yeah, I did. I have. And I like the redesign better. I don't like the Kirby version. But aside from that, there's a reason. Like, that didn't happen. And not everything Kirby did was super gold. And not everything anybody else did is super gold either. But he did draw the cover of Amazing Fantasy 15, which was the first image of Spider-Man we saw. Officially Unofficial Geek says Bill Finger died nearly penniless and not found for days after death. The fact that these people end up in this position, and it takes fans standing up at times to make a difference. It does suck. That's why we create legacy for our future generations. Exactly. Chamorro says, I'm a sellout of the highest order. I think I'm going to have to make that video. Trade Paper Dad says, artists should get paid royalties for what they create, get a piece of the merchandise, movies, etc. I agree. That's why Todd and the rest decided to form Image. That's why Robert Kirkman's fucking rich. Robert Kirkman's the exact opposite of these stories. You know? I think you should watch season 2 of Stargirl, Robbie. I want to. I used to say that I was busy. Y'all. Jesus fucking Christ. I am busy all the goddamn time now. I love it. But like somebody asked earlier if we're doing a Marvel in the 90s. No. There was just no way I could prepare something for this week. I'm going to try to get better. I was so overscheduled that I forgot about goddamn Comics Revisited, y'all. We have to delay that. Come on. No, but I really do want to watch it. Argue for percentages and not flat rates. Argue for both, right? It's kind of like that's what indie creators will do. I don't know so much. It happens in the comics, but it also happens like in film. Like when I was trying to like get really into one and to make an independent film, you learn that you promise like profit percentages. You promise percentages to people to help make up for low pay. Even looking outside of creators, what about the people who made characters vital and relevant? X-Men was canceled way before Clamor. Yeah, you're right. Like, there's that too. Like, and here's something. Like, I know that I'm pretty sure because I've talked to Chris. I've met Chris a few times, and I've like had panels with him twice and had conversations with him. And I'm pretty sure, like, one thing that they did is like on Days in Future Past, they brought him in as a consultant, so he made money off of that, right? But yeah, exactly. And like, here's the thing. Everybody that they credit with a thank you at the end of a Marvel or a DC movie or something like that, they should get something too. More than just a credit like that. But even it's taken a long time even just for those credits. This has been going back for a long time. I remember Blade, as much as I love Blade, the way that was, Marv Wolfman was treated during that was really shitty. And now, Marvel is, knowing that this is going to happen more often, is preemptively suing the estates of creators like Gene Colan now. Co-creator of Blade, by the way. Drew the cover of Iron Man #1. JT's not happy with our Yankee celebrations. Officially Unofficial Geek says Brubaker has done interviews about how he gets royalties from his appearance in the movie more than what he got for creating the Winter Soldier. Yes, the movie The Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, would not exist without Ed Brubaker. Hey, Fargate's in the house. What's up? I have not watched Foundation. I'm going to pay people in Vienna sausages and ramen. That's kind of what happens. The problem not spoken is all the legalities when corporations merge and what happens when 15 years later they use a writer-artist character in a movie. Chuck Dixon talks about that on his channel. I didn't know Chuck had a channel. I'll have to check it out. Eric says those thank yous may as well be F-yous. Oh, it was Ricky who asked about Marvel in the 90s. Not this week, but I have plans. I got a bunch set up that I want to do, but I got to fit it in. Still waiting on some of his Bane money, yeah. Aggressively Relaxing says families 100% deserve money for their relatives' work. And if an adaptation is so clearly someone's story, then you have to thank them. You have to thank them, then you pay them. I agree. Are they showing something from another game? What the hell? Why is that guy wearing a Braves jacket? All right, anyway. Speaking of Disney, anyone watched Visions? I have not. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, but I do want to check it out. I hear really good things, so I'll check it out eventually. But I literally watched What If, I finished What If an hour and a half ago, the new one. I'm so freaking far behind. But I had a great time last night karaokeing. So Jelani was with me. Jelani did, what was his first one? He killed his first one. He did I Want It That Way. That's one of his go-tos. He killed it. Then he did, I remember telling him, I was like, you should do Kiss from a Rose. And he forgot what he had signed up for. And this is later on, and we were all a little loopy, right? And Jelani's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to sing. And I see him go up there, and he asks the guys, what am I singing? And it's Kiss from a Rose, and he's just not prepared for it. I did All Star by Smash Mouth as a bit. Right? So I got there, I was like, I'm going to do All Star by Smash Mouth. I wrote it down because I like Smash Mouth, but it's part of that Rick and Morty joke where Jerry's karaokeing Smash Mouth. It's like the 40-something-year-old white dude fucking go-to. So I was doing a bit. But when we get there, everybody that's fucking singing is like American Idol goddamn ready. There was this one dude there last night. I think his name was Randall. I was like, I feel really bad about doing Smash Mouth now. Killed it, though. Everybody loved it. I was really excited. Everybody was into Smash Mouth. Then I did Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby. Kind of knocked that one out a little bit, too. Bob Ross, prime example. He wanted his son to get royalties, and he got screwed out of his own dad's name. That sucks. That sucks. Officially Unofficial Geek says, my favorite song to do karaoke is Ballroom Blitz. Yeah. What if Party Thor was terrible, says Trade Paper Dad. I don't know if that's a statement or if that's a question. All right, everybody, time to switch over to comic books. Time to talk about our favorite books of last week. What was your favorite comic book last week? In fact, what was your pick of the week? I'm going to be honest with y'all. I thought it was a really light week as far as, it wasn't that good. But my pick of the week, of course, was Frontiersman #1. I really like this book. I saw Verno. I saw Jim Mint. They did not like this book. They, in fact, they didn't at all. I liked it. What this book is it's What If Green Arrow. This is Oliver Queen. This is Green Arrow. What if Mike Grell's Green Arrow got old, retired from superheroing, and went out and lived as a hermit in the woods, which is totally something Oliver would do. Oliver also always had a political tinge with his stuff, especially from the Denny O'Neil days and I like that. So it's taken the best of the Grell stuff, the best of the Denny O'Neil stuff, creating their own character out of it and kind of giving us that story. So this dude, the frontiersman, is retired. He's living as a hermit out there. This dude shows up, this kid, and he's like, hey, we're trying to save these forests. We're going to do a stand-in on this tree so they don't tear it down. You should join us. And the whole issue is kind of him really kind of struggling with himself, like whether or not he should do this. He doesn't feel connected to the activism movement of today. So it's got some commentary to say about the difference between activism back in the day and activism today. It has a difference in generational stuff, and it just has a difference in MO. And right? I like the book. I thought the artwork's great. It was really cool. I liked the story. I thought that this was the best book out of a not so great week. It gave us a lot of old school flashbacks, but it gave us a lot of the newer school stuff. But like I said, even though it didn't necessarily have a lot of action, it had a lot to say. And I think it was really saying, some people have said that this book's too political or is too into the environmental cause, things like that. I actually like the nuance of what it's saying. He doesn't know if he wants to go up with these kids because he's like, these kids, they're not like me. They don't, it's different for them. For them, they're just trying to get social media. They're just trying to get attention and this and that. I actually cared and this and that. So it's kind of dealing with that. And maybe obviously he's getting set up for something, but we'll see. But I'll tell you what, it was a very promising first issue. I wasn't expecting it to be. I really, really liked the artwork. I liked the introduction of this new superhero world. It was a subtle way to go into it. Overall, I thought the book was solid. Like I said, I didn't think it was the best week. So in any other week, this would not necessarily be my pick of the week. In fact, when we do the monthly review on Thursday, I don't even know if this is a book that I want to mention because it's solid, it's decent, but out of everything this week, for me, it was the pick of the week. It was an easy read to jump into. It was decent, and I really liked and appreciated what they were trying to do. So I want to know right now, what were your favorite books this week? What was your pick of the week? What did you think about Frontiersman? All right, let's take a look what people saying. Going up to the comments. All right, pick of the week from Officially Unofficial Geek is Catwoman and Nightwing. I really liked them as Fear State tie-ins. I thought they were pretty strong. Tacky says Miracle Molly and Bunny Mask. I really liked Miracle Molly. It was my number 2, but honestly, it probably should have been my number 1. Cerebro says, pretty weak week. Eat the Rich number 2 was my pick of the week. I liked Eat the Rich 2 a lot more than issue number 1. Now, I know you liked number 1, and I didn't, but I really thought issue 2 was an improvement. Catwoman was solid as always. I agree. Omar says, Miracle Molly, pick of the week. Trade Paper Dad says, I picked nothing this week. Fable says, I heard Miracle Molly's really good. Yeah, on my top 10 with Jim Mint, it was my number 2. Danny on the artwork was the biggest thing, and it made me care. It made me care about Miracle Molly, who I didn't. Verno says, definitely plan to reread Frontiersman. Officially Unofficial Geek says, Miracle Molly was awesome. That art was standout. Yeah, I agree. Richard says, just finished Frontiersman, didn't really do much for me. Fair enough. Big Herm says, Nightwing and Last Ronin for me. Trade Paper Dad finished 7 to Eternity this week. Evil Face Bad says, I finally read X-Men 3. It was good, just don't know where the story is going. The art is super duper fire. Yes, it is. The art in that book is great. Eric says, Stillwater gets my pick. Sorry, story keeps progressing in interesting ways. It does. And in ways that I didn't expect, which is really cool to me. Reverse Amoeba says, the Baby Teeth finale was my favorite this week. Philadelphia was strong. Second, not reading Philadelphia and didn't read the Baby Teeth because I got so freaking lost of how late that was. I'm trade waiting it. Big Harm skipped Miracle Molly. Might have to pick that up. That book was really good. Cerebro says, Stillwater's really good. Batman and X-Men art was fire. Yes. Yes, it was. Richard says, still have stuff to read. Probably King Spawn this week, but not amazing. Yeah, it wasn't the most amazing week. Kirby says, Frontiersman was awesome. I enjoyed the nuanced, self-aware social commentary. Impossible Jones was also pretty fun. I had fun with that, too. Fat Batman says, pick of the week was King Spawn number 2. Brandon says, I think my pick is actually Supergirl. When she dug all those graves, it was literally tearing up. Oh, nice. Nova 69, dudes. Batman was my pick. Just the main story. The Clown Hunter story blows. And yes, it was a light week. Tomorrow says, my pick of the week is probably Vinyl 4, but the week was weak. Fable still hasn't gotten last week's books. Damn. Damn, bro. CMA Thunder with Baby Teeth for the win. Joram says, Once and Future. Great book. Great book. All right. Now let's take a look at what's coming up in shops this week. Let's see. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Well, I got to message Jamie back about whether I want sweetened or unsweetened vanilla milk. All right. We're going to start with Image Comics. It's coming out this week. And as we go through the list, think about what you're looking forward to the most. From Image, we got Adventure Man number 5, Crossover returning with issue number 8, Department of Truth number 13, Die number 20, Echo Lands number 2. Very excited for that one. Geiger 6, second printing, Good Asian number 5, the Ha Ha trade paperback, Spawn 322. This could be like a Spawn book every week soon. And Undiscovered Country number 16. From Dark Horse Comics, we have Children of the Plague. It's a one-shot. We got Gollum Walks Among Us. Golem. We got Gru Meets Tarzan, number 3. Parasomnia, number 4. That's the final issue. Stranger Things, Tomb of Yebwin, number 1. Sure. And from IDW, we got G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Yearbook, number 3. Star Wars Adventures Ghosts of Vader's Castle, number 2. Star Wars Adventures, number 10. TMNT 121. New printings of Last Ronin stuff. Transformers Halloween Special. Transformers Shattered Glass, number 2. And Usagi Yojimbo, The Dragon Bellow Conspiracy, number 4. From Marvel Comics, we have Amazing Fantasy, number 3. We got Amazing Spider-Man 74, the last issue of Nick Spencer's run. Finally. It's a $10 comic book. It's a fucking $10 comic book. I shot him 6 times. 6 times. What else do we got? We got Black Cat number 10. I got distracted. Darkhawk number 2. I liked issue 1 of that. I'll have to check it out. Darkhold Alpha number 1. Oh, that's finally coming out. Extreme Carnage Omega number 1. That's wrapping up. Inferno number 1. The last hurrah of Hickman's X-Men. A lot of covers for that. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 30. Non-Stop Spider-Man number 5. They just announced this is the last issue. Relaunching as Savage Spider-Man with a new artist. So I guess Non-Stop Spider-Man was not quite what the title led us to believe. Star Wars number 17. Sword number 8. The Marvels number 5. Thor number 17. Winter Guard number 2. And Wolverine number 16. From Dynamite. Dynamite! What do we got? We got Deja Thoris versus John Carter of Mars number 3. I've been enjoying that series. Sonya Versal, number 8. Not reading that one. Maybe I should get caught up. I need to holler at my homie Nick and be like, give me some PDFs of Sonya Versal. I want to get caught up. Looks like Vengeance of Vampirella, number 22. as well. From Boom Studios, we got Berserker number 5. Oh, Berserker's back with Arc 2. Firefly, A River Run number 1. That's a one-shot comic from David Boer. And Something is Killing the Children number 20. And from some of the other publishers, we have an Aftershock one-shot prestige format, 10 Years to Death. What else we got? Beckstar number 5. That's the final issue of the first volume of Beckstar by Joe Corallo. It's amazing. I've read it already. Definitely worth it. Bigfoot Frankenstein number 1. That's from Action Lab. We got Blade Runner 2029 number 8. The Box number 2. Cinnamon number 3. Corset number 1 from Scout Comics. Moving on through. What else we got here? Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Death, number 1. Grim Fairy Tales, number 52. Gun Honey, number 1. The Adam Hughes cover. That's going to be hot this week. Human Remains, number 1, is a new one from Pete Milligan and Vault Comics. Got that in my inbox. Haven't read it yet. John Carpenter's Tales of Sci-Fi, Hell, number 6. You know, usually I write these ones out because there's a lot of just random stuff. Lady Death, Treacherous Infamy, number 2. Skimming through here. Night of the Cadillacs, number 1. That's from Scout. Out of Body, number 4 from Aftershock. Resistance Uprising, number 6 from AWA. Runes, number 3 from Source Point. Silver City, number 5. Space Bastards, number 8. I dropped out of that one. Touching Evil 17? Jesus. Really? Unborn, number 1. Verge, number 1. All right, there you go. That's enough. What's coming up at DC? Well, you'll find out in the DC Sneak Peek when we get right back. So right now, on the break, let us know. What are you most looking forward to reading this week? We'll be right back here. Thank you so much on Rockin Robbie Live. Welcome back, everybody, to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Billups. Join the PCP Army. It's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you might as well follow Pop Culture Philosophers there. We're on Instagram. You can follow me over on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. You can join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. Links to merch and everything else in the description down below. And you can support the channel with a super chat or by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patron patriots right there. So there you go. How is everybody doing? Hope you had a good break. That's what we're doing. We're living life, we're living large, and we're doing it well. We now take official pause for station identification. And we're back. What's up, everybody? So in the last bit, we talked about comic books. We talked about Steve Ditko and all that stuff. Upcoming, we got a lot of stuff this week, including this segment, including the DC sneak peek. We got a movie review of a Linnea Quigley movie, and we got What If. We talk about What If. But first, Comics Revisited next Monday on the channel, Pax Romana. But tomorrow night, that's right, 5 p.m. Central Time, join me over at The Experience with the fellas from Dynamic Forces. We're going to be chatting about football, movies, comics, and we'll be selling comics as well. Lots of good stuff on sale, so you definitely want to check that out. The monthly review is going to be Thursday here on the channel at 6 p.m. Central Time. I will announce the lineup later on in the show. HorrorFest rolls on through Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Time, with a look at one of my favorite films of all time, Suspiria. And then Dylan's Horror Show on Saturday, Drag Me to Hell. Very excited about that one. How's everybody doing? Lots of cool stuff coming up in this bit. Richard says, can't believe I didn't catch the Bill and Ted reference. Station. Now you do. Now you're one of us. Fargate wants to know if anybody's going to listen to the Batman Adventures audio podcast. Maybe eventually one day, but I'm not in a hurry for it. Cerebro says, is it free? I'll check it out. If so, the Wolverine one was cool. Tacky says, I'll just watch the cartoon from the 90s. Don't know why DC keeps making the same shit. Jesus. Yeah, and Farcade's right about that. The prequel comic to the Batman Adventures audio podcast is coming out in October. Suspiria is a part of a trilogy. Yeah, it can work on its own, but it is part of a trilogy. We actually covered the Three Mothers trilogy on Dylan's Horror Show for my birthday in May. So you might want to check that one out. We talk about Suspiria, Inferno, and Mother of Tears. Chris says, Drag Me to Hell is bomb. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not up with the youth today. How you doing, Chris? If I was Sam Raimi, that movie would have been called Drag Me to My Baby Mama. It's a bit spoilery. Did I see that Detective Comics is going weekly in the December solicits? Is it? I know that they're doing the Shadows of the Bat weekly series, and it's going to cross over in all these other things, and Matt Rosenberg's doing a backup in each of those issues. Is it weekly? That would be a terrible idea if that's what they're doing. Absolutely terrible. All right, just so everybody knows, you can support with the Super Chat. We are $16.50 away from opening up the Ultra Magnus, just in case anybody wants to keep count, but it is support alone. Just being here, participating, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff. Just being here tonight. Thank you so much. Station, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. We're about to get into the DC Comics sneak peek, but this show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and your concerns. Get them in right now. Tacky says, Rosenberg is underrated. I would probably agree with that for the most part. I think his creator-owned work can be really strong. 4 Kids Walk into a Bank is amazing. Made my top 10 in like 2017 or 2018, whenever it was that it came out. He also he's co-writing DC versus Vampires. He's doing the Task Force Z book. So we'll see how those are. His Hawkeye book was really good. His Punisher run was pretty solid, actually. His X-Men is something that a lot of people liked, but it was just kind of placeholder until Hickman came in. Kind of what I feel is about to happen with Spider-Man. They're giving us a $10 fucking Spider-Man issue, right? And it's issue 74, and you know what the next issue is? 75. I guarantee you, this is what they fucking do. We've been talking about this. They do these fake anniversary issues, these fake things. They boost up the price. We probably got a $10 issue leading into a fucking $6 issue, if I had to guess. What is the price of Spider... Let's look this shit up right now. What is the price of Amazing Spider-Man 75 from 2021? Let's see. Can I get a price? Can I get a price? I'm looking it up. Hold on. Here we go. It's $5.99. I knew it. Fucking knew it. I knew it. Anyway. Always support you, Robbie. Thank you so much, CMA Thunder. That brings us to $11.50. Thank you so much, my man. We really do appreciate the super chat. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it all, destroy. Sent to this earth by Rasputin, but I'm a demon and a nana who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights those evil and monsters, and he fights with the man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz, and an ectoplasmic nest named Johann. PPRD. Could have been better on that one for you, CMA. I'm sorry. Station, my man. How you doing? It's 11:50 left till we open Ultra Magnus, which apparently nobody cares about. Because nobody... Ultra Magnus is a punk, as was saying earlier. Hey, we got Nick in the house. What's up, Nick? Is that a McFarlane Movie Maniacs Freddy figure? No. This is the NECA Freddy figure, which is actually way better than the McFarlane one. Though I used to have the McFarlane one. I don't anymore, but this figure is actually superior. It's really freaking dope. Really dope. NECA does a great job with these. David fell from the Lost Boys. Cry, little sister. I've got to relearn all the current creators, just getting back into the hobby. Last time I bought a book new, it was written by Chris Claremont and penciled by Silvestri. Well, those were the days. Did anyone catch the possible sneaky bit in Batman this week that might tie in Task Force Z? I did not, but there definitely is some tie-ins in the upcoming issue of Detective. We're about to get to the DC sneak peek. Fable's a little curious about the Bigby and Batman book. We'll get to that. The NECA ones need more articulation. Yeah, they do, but they also just look good for what they are. Just being able to stand there. You can pose them in kind of like a couple of ways. That's about it. You're right about that. They don't have much posability. And if you move them too much, they may break. But they look... I got Leatherface. What have we got? We got Michael and we got Jason right there. And I got Sam. Child's Play. Chucky's going to be opened up eventually. Damn Stan. Damn Mike Stan. Shit. On in the background while you're hanging out with the girls. You mean like children? Shit. Earmuffs. American Werewolf London NECA coming soon, yeah. And an ALF. Is the new Marvel title Legionnaires a shot across the bow of DC? It's obviously a book that DC has published before, a book called Legionnaires. So there may be something like that, but it's probably just because they were like, what do we call this? What's Legion? Way of X isn't selling as well as we wanted it to. So let's redo it. My girl can hang. Oh, your girl. Oh, your girl. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Yeah, I was just going to mention the NECA ALF. Yeah, I'm really pumped for that. All right, it's time for the DC Comics sneak peek, y'all. First up, let's talk about the finale of Sandman, Lock and Key, Hell and Gone? Yeah, Hell and Gone number 2. So this is the final issue. It's been a long time coming. I loved it. It's Joe Hill. It's Gabriel Rodriguez. This feels more like it's perfect for Lock and Key subscribers. Okay? Like it's perfect for Lock and Key readers. But it does lean heavy into the Sandman. In fact, it sets up bits of the Sandman. If you're familiar with Sandman, when Morpheus gets captured and he comes back, things have changed. Things just ain't the same for gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fiddler's Green is gone. Constantine. The Corinthian is gone. That all gets set up here. Really interesting stuff. I liked it. It fits more in with Lock and Key readers, but Sandman fans will really appreciate this as well. But I think if you've read Lock and Key, you're going to get more out of it, especially if you've read some of the one-shots and mini-series that they've been doing since the series wrapped up. Then we have Batman vs. Bigby, A Wolf in Gotham. This one was all right. It's the much-celebrated return to the Fables world by Bill Willingham. He's relaunching Fables. He's doing more of it, and this is kind of what's leading into it. There's a murder mystery. It looks like it was caused by a werewolf. Bigby's in Gotham. Batman's in Gotham. He's trying to solve this mystery, and so there you go. It's out of continuity, so don't be confused when everybody's fucking Robin in this book. But I thought it was okay. The artwork was a bit off for me. I didn't like the art. The story was okay. That being said, I will say overall, this one was a bit of a disappointment for me. This one, however, was not. Batman Reptilian, number 4. Holy cow. So this is a book I didn't quite like as much at first, but the more it's gone on, the more I'm into it. This one, this is a wild-ass issue, y'all. If you've been enjoying this book, I think you're going to get a kick out of this one. Garth Ennis doing some wonky, wild, funny shit, and at the same time doing something dark. And Liam Sharp's artwork can be a bit unclear sometimes. I love Liam Sharp, but the artwork here is just sometimes too dark and unclear, but it really works in this issue. I loved the hell out of this. I cannot wait to talk to Jim Min about that one, because I bet he's going to lose his shit over that. Legends of the Dark Knight, issue number 5. This is like a one-and-done story by Brandon Thomas, Milo Giannis. It's all right. It was decent. It's a Martian Manhunter Batman team-up, but it just doesn't quite land for me. There are moments in here that work, there are moments that don't, and altogether it was just kind of an up and down experience. This was one of the weaker issues of that so far for me. Then we got Detective Comics 1043. This is the first official Detective Comics Fear State tie-in. It's mostly focused on the mayor. This is going to be his story of what he's doing during Fear State, but there's a lot of Batman in here as well. It's pretty decent. Artwork is dope. The story's all right. It's more, what's her name? Mariko Tamaki. It's more her trying to lean in and doing what she's trying to do. What I do like about it is just like the Catwoman and the Nightwing, it doesn't feel like the direction of the book gets too sideswiped by Fear State. So I did like that, though it does lean into that a bit. The backup story, though, it's by Rosenberg and Derek Robertson, and it's mostly setting up the Task Force Z, and it was pretty decent. Then we got Robin number 6. Loved this issue. Been loving this book. Damian Wayne basically in Mortal Kombat. With Connor Hawk, Ravager, and a few other characters, new and old. I like this issue. We get to the tournament, and it starts happening freaking fast. But I like it. So this one's got a lot of fight stuff, and it's also moving that story forward. I really like this one, doing some great character work with Damian. Josh Williamson's doing good work over at DC right now. Then we got Wonder Woman Black and Gold, number 4. Like I said, the color-themed anthologies from DC have been all right. This is a great cover. First of all, that's by Tula Lotay. It's got a great first story by Andrew Constant and Nicola Scott. I really like that one. There was a story by Paul Azazita, the guy that does Outcast. That was pretty solid. It was okay. Sina Grace, Leonardo Romero doing one, Whatever Happened to Kathy Perkins. Throwing back to the mod years, I appreciated that. But between that and Joe talking to me, like, I'm really wanting to buy that Denny O'Neil Wonder Woman Omnibus. Love Failed, that's Andrew McLean. That one was okay. Then the Sherry Smith and Colleen Doran one, the artwork was great, but the story was just okay. So it's mostly just for the most hardcore of Diana fans right there. Justice League here with issue number 68. Hey, next issue is 69, dude. So we know that Ron V's leaving this title. He's really doing the only good part of it. That's the backup story. The backup story to Justice League Dark here, if you're liking that, you're going to freaking love this one. Pay off. Let's just say pay off, baby. Pay off. The Bendis story is shit. It's just shit. It is drivel. It is dumb. It is stupid. It is uninteresting, and Bendis is capable of more, and it really pissed me off. Surprise DC hit of the week. Batman Superman, issue number 22. I thought this was done. This is the final issue, and this is one of the best comic books I've read all year long. I loved this book. Calendar Man, Mr. Mixolydic, this book is amazing. If you know me and you know what I like, and you read this, you'll know why I love this one so much. It really plays around with it's meta, and it plays around with the technique of comic book making. I really like that. Gene Luen Yang, Paul Pelletier. This book was freaking awesome. Definitely top 10 worthy. Definitely top. This was my favorite DC book of the week, by the way. That was right there. That book is fucking awesome. If we wouldn't have gotten that long-ass story from Gene Luen Yang and actually got more of these, like, shorter stories like this, I would have been way more happy with that series continuing. Superman 78, issue number 2. This one takes a step back from the first one. It's not quite as good, but it is still pretty fun. I enjoy it. It feels like it's that old-school Richard Donner Superman. It's got that feel to it, right? There is some decisions made with the Luthor bit in here that I thought is really dumb. There's another way that could have been handled, but I like where it's leading into. But basically, this is a continuation of the Christopher Reeve, Richard Donner Superman story, and Brainiac finally shows up. So it still has the heart, it still has the core that was there in the first one, but it's just not quite as sleek as that first issue. Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 3. I'm falling off of this book fast. Like, this book, like, the way that Tom Taylor writes Jonathan Kent in Deceased, I love. I do not like the character anymore. There is something missing. It doesn't feel like the Jonathan that I've been reading, whether he was a kid or even grown up. Like, it feels out of nowhere. It feels more like a mouthpiece for the creator to get his message and theme across. This feels like a message-first book, and the plot is secondary, and it's obvious, and it's bothering me. It is bothering me. And there's a moment in here where we know that Kal-El is about to go off into space to Warworld. This is the final goodbye between him and Jonathan in here. And it is the most awkwardly structured fucking shit. I did not like this. I really did not. Then we got Action Comics 1035. I really like this one too. So if this one deals with Jonathan saying goodbye to Clark, this is Lois saying goodbye to Clark, and I loved it. It was great. I think Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to be doing some great work with Superman. I'm really excited to see what happens when he goes off into space to go after Mongol. The artwork was big. It was epic. It feels like a big story, like it has scale. I really liked this issue. I thought it was super solid. I liked what it set up. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. And what was it? What was it? Oh, man. I just love the way the story wraps up. I love the artwork. It's epic in scope. And the goodbye. And there's some stuff going on with the Justice League that's way better than what Bendis is doing. But I like Action Comics. I think it's pretty solid. Then, finally, and there's a Harley Quinn issue. I didn't read that. Maybe a couple more things. Deathstroke Inc. #1, a book I was not looking forward to. I'm not really the biggest Deathstroke guy. I never really read the Teen Titans stuff, though that's going to change at some point if I can carve out that time. This issue was pretty freaking awesome. I love it. So Deathstroke is working for this organization called Trust or something, and Black Canary's working with him, and he's trying to be a hero again, and it's Josh Williamson and it's Howard Porter. It had some really solid artwork. It had a really cool one-and-done adventure that also set up the ongoing thrust of the story. Like I said, love the artwork, love the story, love the ending. Had a really great ending that makes me really want to come back to the next one. I was rather impressed with Deathstroke Incorporated. So to round out, definitely worth picking up. Definitely worth picking up if you're a Superman fan. Not so into that one. Decent. Really solid, but not as good as the first issue. Best DC book of the week. Crap. Until you get to the Rom V story, and it's awesome. Only for Wonder Woman hardcore fans. Great issue. Solid issue. Decent, but nothing to write home to mom about. Fucking awesome. Disappointing. Solid wrap up. So there you go. That was your DC Comics sneak peek, everybody. TM Nerdy says Deathstroke and Black Canary are probably going to hook up. I doubt that. Wow, a Taylor book underperforming. I like Tom Taylor. Just I'm not liking his Jonathan Kent at all. It's way too message first. Mike says, just remember that I'm in the same time zone as Big Herman Fable, so station Eastern time zone. It's weird. Mike calls me the other day. What day is it? It's the first thing he said. What day is it? I don't think they're going to hook up, but that's just me. Why would we want that? Is that what you want to happen? I heard Bendis is taking over Batman Empire. That is a rumor right now. That rumor spun out of Bendis tweeted or Instagrammed a picture of Michael Keaton's Batman with the subtitle saying things change. So people think that means he's jumping on to Batman. That he's done good work on Batman. Batman Universe was really good. You give Bendis a good artist and give him some focus, he could do it. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think they're going to put him on Batman. We know that Williamson's taken over after Tynan, but it is also feels like it could just be like a temporary thing. But then again, so was Tynan's run. It was supposed to be just temporary. Fable says, love the sneak peek. Well, thank you so much, my man. 62 Lefty Blue says, great interview on comics experience with Dave McKean. He talked about, his new book, The Raptor. Nice. Thanks for disassembled, new and mighty Brian. Didn't catch on till Secret Invasion that you were just serving your overlord. I think Bendis has some solid work. God damn it. 2-2. Boston tied it up. God damn it. All right. Anyway. She hooked up with Ra's, so it wouldn't surprise me. When did that happen? When did Black Canary hook up with Ra's al Ghul? I like a lot of Bendis' work. Bendis used to be one of my favorite writers. I used to list him as my favorite writer. But I have not liked his DC work. I've liked his creator-owned DC work, especially cover. King Spawn, your opinion so far? I like it. I love the artwork. Javi Fernandez. The artwork is so cool. Spawn looks like a fucking jack-o'-lantern. I like the artwork. I like that we're finally back to this Billy Kincaid stuff. It's deep. It's dark. It feels to me like some of the stuff I read in the first 50 issues. So I like Spawn. King Spawn. Robbie didn't like Batman Universe. Brandon from Comics Kings. Young man. Pay attention. I said Bendis did a really good Batman story, Batman Universe. Oh, Naomi's really good too. Yeah. His Justice League sucks though. But you're right. I did say I didn't like any of his stuff except for creator owned. That's not true. I did like Batman Universe. I said that earlier. So there you go. You were paying attention. I just realized what I said, young man. Come on, man. Oh, that's right. You did a super chat while I was doing the DC sneak peek. I want to hear you sing a little fastball. Well, I don't wanna be president, Superman, or Clark Kent. I don't wanna walk round in their shoes, 'cause I don't know whose side I'm on. I don't know my right from wrong. I don't know where I'm going to. I don't know about you, but I'll be the rain falling on your fire escape. And I may not be the man you want me to. I can be myself. How about you? See, you thought I was going to do the way, didn't you? I don't know about you. 650 till we get the Ultra Magnus unlocked. Thank you, PCP Army. We really do appreciate it. Was I muted, or do you think I was muted during the Joker bit? I'll just let that go. Any other requests? I love me some fastball. Fire Escape. A lot of people don't remember that one. Or, was it out of my mind? Was it out of my head? How could I ever been so blind? I fucked that up. Was it out of my head? Was it out of my mind? However, I don't know. Man, I'm going to do some fastball at karaoke next time. Lady in Red, please. Lady in Red. No, thank you. All right. You know me, Sunday morning, I like to wake up, smoke a bowl, watch a movie. Well, I've been doing these movie requests or recommendations from Bob about Kung Fu movies, but we're moving on from that. because it's Horror Fest time and it's almost October, and I want to get in the officially Linnea Quigley Appreciation Month. $2 for Lady in Red. I don't really know that song as well. That leaves us $4.50 to unlock Ultra Magnus. Before we... I don't know the lyrics to Lady in Red. I can't do that one. Sorry. I could do more fastball. I can do some Eve 6. I can do all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's Horror Fest. We're officially kicking off Linnea Quigley Appreciation Week. Tonight, I am reviewing a severely underappreciated movie. And I know that I lost a lot of faith in some people with The Funhouse, but trust me, if you get a hold of this one, you need to fucking watch it. We're about to talk about Graduation Day. Graduation Day came out in 1981. I absolutely freaking love this movie. So it's one of the most underappreciated slasher films. I have not seen this in years. I revisited it this morning and absolutely freaking loved it. So it's about this school on graduation day. It actually starts off with this track and field team at a competition. And this woman, Blake, wins this track race within 30 seconds, but she dies while doing it. And the track team is there. They witness it. It's all kinds of crazy. The coach is someone who pushes his athletes incredibly freaking hard. And so everybody's kind of blaming him for it. So the sister of the woman who died in the beginning, she shows up at the beginning of the film because after the death, it skips ahead to the day before graduation, and the movie takes place on the day before graduation and graduation day. So the sister shows up, and she's kind of like a red herring because all of a sudden, everybody else on this track and field team starts getting picked off one by one. And you kind of think it's her or this hard-ass coach, right? And they really do a great job of setting up this as a mystery. It's unlike, say, Friday the 13th, where you're literally trying to figure out the first time you watch it, who is responsible. And yeah, you can figure it out, but there's a lot of moving pieces that make it work that way. From the coach, to the sister, to the other members of the track team. So then, here's one of my most interesting things. So obviously, this is part of Linnea Quigley Appreciation. So that is not Linnea Quigley. This actress was playing the role of Dolores, and apparently she was causing problems. In particular, she wouldn't go topless for a scene, right? So they straight up fired her, and they hired Linnea Quigley to come in. But the thing is, they didn't have the budget to reshoot any of the scenes. So all of a sudden, the character just changes to Linnea Quigley, who has no problem taking her top off for a movie. And now let's just take, I think, first of all, Linnea Quigley is awesome. She's a great actor. I'm excited I get to meet her at Scarefest this year. That's why we're doing Linnea Quigley Appreciation. There she is in 1981, smoking a joint. Can we just now pause for some Linnea Quigley Appreciation? Also, Vanna White's in this movie. Like, that's Vanna White right there. So she's in the movie, and I like it. It's got... The characters themselves are actually developed. They have something to do. And then you get to the kills. The kills start off very simple with very little effects, and then they just move on to more and more elaborate. You see beheadings. You see really interesting stuff. The football dude dies crazy. This guy puts, like, a sword through a football and throws the football at him, and instead of catching it, I guess it catches him, if you get what I'm saying. Graduation Day is a super freaking cool movie I absolutely love. So overall, I think the movie's got really clever kills, and it progresses it. So like the filmmakers, they weren't really into horror films, and so they went and watched horror films. They were timing how long it was to the next kill. The kills are spaced out very well. There's a bunch of moving parts in this movie, a bunch of characters. It feels like Dazed and Confused at times. Like, it's got that approach where it's like loosely structured, feels almost ad-libbed, feels very real, and then a kill will happen. And the kills progressively get better and better. They start off very simple, and like I said, they get better and better. I absolutely freaking love this movie. If you've never seen Graduation Day, you totally owe it to yourself to check out this movie. It does have Linnea Quigley. She's got a small role. She's great in it. I think most of the actors are really cool and solid in this movie. It is severely underrated. I just recently got a copy. They got it on Vinegar Syndrome. This movie's great. It's old school. It's 1981. It's set up just like Friday the 13th or Halloween. The big trend in 1981 was holiday-themed slashers, right? So Friday the 13th came out in 80. Halloween was before that. And then in 81, you get Graduation Day. You get My Bloody Valentine. You get Mother's Day. Or Mother's Day is 1980. Anyway, around that same time, you get Happy Birthday to Me. I love this movie. I think it's worth it. If you like slasher films, this is one of the most underappreciated slasher films. The editing is amazing. They do some really crazy stuff where they have quick cuts. The music is great. There's a band in there. What's it called? Oh my goodness. It's called starts with an F. The band that's in there decided they would do the music for free and if they could keep the rights. And it kind of made them a little bit successful, right? They had some tops of the charts. They wound up on the soundtrack for Jason Lives. This movie's great. It's got Linnea Quigley. It's a great slasher film. It's a great whodunit. It's got some gnarly kills. It's not the most gory thing out there, but there's one kill in particular. My favorite is the pole vault. And there's a couple beheadings. In fact, Linnea gets beheaded. And just like I said, how they had replaced Linnea Quigley in the movie. So originally, Dolores was played by that actor right there. Then they bring in Linnea. But they don't reshoot any scenes with this other actor. So it's so weird because all of a sudden, she becomes her. And when they kill Linnea, she gets beheaded. And at the end, when they show her head, it's the other chick's head because they had already molded the cast on that head. They didn't have the budget to redo it. So it's a really cool, novelty for just that, especially in Linnea's body of work. But it's also just a really solid movie. I'm giving it 4 ya digs. If you've watched Graduation Day, how many ya digs do you give it? And if you haven't, why not? I don't know where it's streaming. If someone can find out, let everybody know. If not, you can get it on Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray. Fan-frickin-tastic. Graduation Day, y'all. One of the most underappreciated slasher films out there. There you go. Yeah, Boston's up now. 3-2. You have the internet. Look it up. Lady Red. I don't know how the melody goes. I just know the Lady in Red bit. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do this. Jelani last night had the same thing happen to him. He went, the guy that was like the American Idol wanted me and him to do the Somebody's Knocking the Boots song. And I was like, I don't know the song that well, right? And so Jelani decided to go do it anyway. And he's just up there going, knocking the boots. Knocking the boots. Knocking on boots. It was the funniest freaking thing I've ever seen. Is there a wrestling thing going on? Class of 81 is running out of time. Runtime 81 minutes. It's actually 96 minutes. It could probably be trend down 8 minutes, I would say. But still, I like it. I like it a lot. Own it, Hollywood. No flash, no cash. I think Rockin Robbie would kill Lady in Red. If we hit the goal tonight, maybe I'll try to learn it for next week. Fable says, never saw Graduation Day. Got to check it out. I saw that Dylan was in here earlier. I think he's gone now, but it's definitely something we need to do. Graduation Day this movie's freaking awesome. Vinegar Syndrome does some really cool stuff. So there's this, the other thing is, so there's this picture that the killer keeps marking off all the the victims every time he kills somebody new, or every time they kill somebody new. And it's not Linnea in the fucking picture. It's so random. It's so funny. I want Bianca, but I think Becky is going to win. Y'all are talking about wrestling. Tim says, yeah, Robbie, Extreme Rules is tonight. Roman Reigns versus Finn, the Demon, Baylor, and no JT, but Big E is defending against... Okay. If you like wrestling, you need to check out the book Crimson Cage. It's wrestling and Macbeth mixed together. It's by John Lees, Alex Cormack, the exact same creative team of Sync. We had them on the channel Thursday for a great conversation. Check that out if you missed it. Also, Hotel Volume 2 is coming. I've read the first issue, and it's fucking dope. Somebody mind we're knocking on bounce. Top horror classics to me is Critters. What about you? You like Critters or what? Oh, I love Critters. We reviewed Critters last year on the channel, so we got a review on that. You should check it out. Somebody mama knocking on boots. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. All right, we're about to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about What If. We'll be reviewing or revealing who's going to be the panelists on the monthly review. And we'll be doing our top 5 movies of 1993. Y'all stay with us. We got a lot more coming. Thank you so much. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Billups Station. Join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you might as well follow us there. We're also on Instagram. You can follow us over at Twitter, me personally at the Rockin Robbie. And you can help support the channel with Super Chat. We are $4.50 away from unboxing the Ultra Magnus, and maybe another fastball song or some Eve 6 or some Smash Mouth. I don't know. What do you want? I don't know what's going on. Yankees trying to bring it back like Albert said, base running era, but they back in business. We'll see what happens. You can also support the channel by joining us over at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine patrons right there. Thank you all so much for the support. We really do appreciate it. You keep the lights on, keep the studio running, you keep the internet being paid for. Y'all, you do so much. And it's just support enough being here, being active in the conversation, just watching on the replay, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting in the comments after the fact, things like that. So how y'all doing? I do want to go ahead and say that there is no Comics Revisited tomorrow, but it will be next Monday night. And it's going to be Comics Revisited based on Jonathan Hickman's Pax Romana. The monthly review is this Thursday, but we'll be revealing who the panelists are very soon. Horror Fest rolls on through Friday night with Suspiria, and then over at Dylan's Horror Show on Saturday with Drag Me to Hell, and The Experience. That's right. I do this show now. I really want to talk to you all about this. I do this show with Dynamic Forces over at the channel is called The Experience. There's a link in the description below to take you to that channel, and every Monday night at 5 p.m. Central Time for 2 hours, I'm there as they bring up books to talk about to sell, right? And we're just talking comics and all this kind of stuff. Rex is an Eagles fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. So tomorrow is a little bit like a pre-show for Monday Night Football. It's going to be really, really fun. Even if you're not interested in buying the stuff, and they have graded comics, they got signature comics, like signed comics. They got great Bronze and Silver Age books. Like tomorrow night, there's going to be some Claremont X-Men issues from the 130s and 140s available. And Nick always has really great prices. Rex and John are fun dudes. We sit, we chill. Bruh, if you like PCP, so far, and my few weeks there, we've talked about comics, we've talked about movies, and all kinds of pop culture stuff. But we talk about food like every goddamn time. So you should totally check it out. Also, Nick has decided that he's going to give away a free premium cover of a comic with a retail value of at least $50 to a winner of a contest. So every week now, I'm doing a preview video of the books that are for sale on the Monday show over at The Experience. We're doing that preview show here on Pop Culture Philosophers. The second episode of that preview show is up. It came out a couple days ago. All you got to do is comment on that video. I'm doing a randomizer tomorrow night, and we're going to pick a winner, and you're going to get one of these premium comics from Dynamic Forces. That is freaking awesome. And as of last, there was only like 16, 17, 18 people that commented. So there's a really good chance you could win. You should jump on that video after the stream and comment and show up for the chat. Especially if you like football. It's going to be fun. It's always a fun chat. I enjoy doing it. It'd mean a lot to me if some of y'all came out and said, Station, there's also some great books. Like, there's a 9.8 CGC graded Batman Black and White #1 Momoko cover. So they do graded comics. They do remarks. They got this guy, Ken Hazer, who does a lot of like sketch variants. Some really cool ones on that. And like I said, there's some signed comics by Alex Ross, Kyle Higgins, and a few others. Last week, we had a John Romita signed Spider-Man comic. It's dope. No, y'all are worth it. Graduation Day reminds me of Fatal Games. I think I only saw that on VHS, but it should be on YouTube in full. I've never seen that one. This is one I saw a long time ago. It was a VHSer, but it had been a long time. And I was really happy. Vinegar Syndrome does these sales every so often, like twice a year. So they did the halfway to Black Friday sale, and I got it for super cheap, but that's worth it. It's totally worth it. I don't know where it's streaming. Let's see. Someone drop a link, yo. Yeah, Verno, I need to make you a... The channel is The Experience. It's going to be tomorrow at 5 p.m. There is a link in the description below. Should be. And if you want to drop a link to the preview video too, where you can go and comment and enter the contest. Pretty cool. Let me see if Graduation Day is streaming anywhere. It's on YouTube. You can get it for $2.99 from $2.99. Amazon, you can rent it on Amazon. You can rent it on Amazon and YouTube, it looks like. So Vinegar Syndrome is like curated movies. They do like old school, like schlock and sleaze, porn and horror films, right? And they have a really good lineup of films there. They're the ones that did the Beastmaster 4K. But the channel is the EXP_the experience. There's a link in the description below. I'm really distracted. Oh, he missed the... Oh, nice. Come on, bring him home, guys. All right, anyway, watching the Yankees game, trying to do what we're doing. All right, it's time to ponder the question. What if we talk about what if? And it's Party Thor. So, what if? I'll be honest with y'all, man. I'm not liking what if. I think it's decent enough, but overall, I'm not enjoying what if. It has literally become something that I would watch as soon as I could to avoid spoilers, to something that I straight up just watch when I'm like, shit, I'm an hour till I go live. I got to watch this what if. Like, I just don't even care anymore. I love the Doctor Strange episode. I love the first few too, but like, I was disappointed lately, and I was disappointed again this week. This was just a big jokey episode, and that's fine. But this is what I don't like about the show. It's relying too much on recreating moments from the MCU. Now, what I love about the What If comic is that for the most part, they take a significant moment in Marvel history and show an alternate side of it. And then at times they start kind of running out of ideas, but they still are showing us great alternative moments. This episode was interesting enough. The whole bit, of course, of Odin never adopted Loki, so Thor was an only child. It's what if Thor was an only child? So he's spoiled, he's a partier, so he went to this one planet and his party basically destroyed it. Now he's on Earth and he's partying, and it had funny bits. Trust me, it had some funny moments. It really, really did. But for the most part, it just did not do it for me. And then they try to twist in a dark ending out of nowhere. And that's another thing I don't like about what they're doing with What If, is they're not just telling good, complete stories, they're teasing us to one overall thing. I don't know about that. But Party Thor, I just didn't really like this episode. It was funny. It had bits. I know that Brooks loved it. Brooks is a huge Thor fan. For me, though, it just didn't quite work. It was all right. It had some funny bits, but the bits were run to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of weared thin on me. Very, very... Yankees just took the lead. But it started wearing thin on me relatively very quickly. I thought the voice acting was fine, but it was just such a weird, like, they're just shoving all these, like, it feels like they're just shoving Easter eggs in, and then they're trying to tie it all together. The Doctor Strange episode has been by far my favorite, and it's been disappointing me for the most part ever since. And I liked the first episode, and I liked the second episode. The third one was all right. This one, I'm going to give 2.5 you digs. I think this was my least favorite episode so far. There are things about it that I like. But the best thing I like about this episode is that Aaron Judge hit a fucking 2-run double while I was talking about it. I want to know, what did you think about the newest episode of What If? What if Thor was an only child? I thought it was a missed opportunity. I thought that they're trying to... And I'm not liking the animation anymore. I really liked it at first, and now it feels like for instance, Captain Marvel shows up in this episode, and we keep getting the same goddamn shot like over and over, and it's just like feels like it's rotoscoped from like the live action movie where she's like flying down like that. They do that multiple times and it feels like they're recycling animation. Like, and it doesn't feel fluid anymore. Those first few episodes, even the Hank Pym episode, which I didn't like, felt fluid, right? And for the most part, I haven't judged any What If below 3 you digs, and I've even given some of them a 5, right? But like, I don't like where this show is going. I'm bothered. I'm disappointed. What are they doing? They think he hurt it. Do not tell me that Aaron Judge hurt his fucking hand sliding into second base. But it's bothering me. I feel like it's lazy. I feel like the show started strong. They knew it started strong, and they got lazier and lazier and lazier. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. What did you think? I give it 2.5 you digs. How many you digs do you give the new episode of What If? And what do you think about it? Let's ponder that question. What if we talked about What If? I mean, it's really bad when I almost don't even want to fucking do the bit. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about What If because I didn't really like it. Let's see what y'all think. The Doctor Strange and Killmonger episodes were great. I didn't really like the Killmonger one that much, but I loved the Doctor Strange one. I freaking loved the Doctor Strange one. That's my favorite one. That one's so good. G Money Rocks 1 says, I thought it was hilarious. 5 you digs. Awesome. I think Brooks is right there with you. Straight Paper Dad said, Party Thor sucked just like the Yankees winning. We'll see what happens. Still a lot of game to go. Stands up. I think he's about to hit a home run, though. TM Nerdy gives it a 3. Evil Face Bad says, the What If series to me is kind of lame. I grew up watching the original black and white Twilight Zone. What it feels like such a ripoff of the Twilight Zone to me. What it lacks is originality. He just fucking did it. I called that shit. Fucking Yankees. Station. Stanton hit the fucking home run. Stanton. Station. Everybody, we now pause for station identification, motherfuckers. Shit. Yeah. Hot fucking dog. All right. What if comic books to me, we've expressed this before, they are like, they go dark. And I feel like they're leaning out of the dark. Like in this one, like with the false, like, but we're about to make the episode mad, or at the tease at the end. I don't know. The thing is, I think I could appreciate it more as just a humor episode if they weren't fucking weird stretching with the whole goddamn bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I did like Loki. I thought him and Loki had a nice relationship. Trade Paper Dad said, 1 you dig, I only liked Howard the Duck. TM Nerdy says, I feel like it was a little bit too goofy. Eric says, the latest episode was actually my favorite. It felt the most like a What If comic to me. G Money Rock says, Doctor Strange is the best one, though. That's the one that I love. And like, that's the one that should be, if you're going to have a linchpin to tie it all together, where it all connects, that's the one, right? Not the fucking, the Vision bit from Marvel Zombies. I hated the Marvel Zombies episode. I actually maybe like this one better than Marvel Zombies. What did I give Marvel Zombies? Did I give that 2.5? Do you remember? No, I don't remember either. All right. Remember when people gave up on him and told me, good luck finding a seller for my Stanton Pop figure? Yeah, I never bought a Stanton. I bought a Judge, but I didn't buy a Stanton. I bought a Judge and I bought a Cole, but I did not buy a Stanton. Because I got Cowboys Pops I don't fucking want anymore. I don't want that to happen. Stans did some good stuff this year. They just hit the mother... Red Sox, y'all falling apart, man. Y'all about to get swept. I'm going to go play golf with my Red Sox. Jesus. Anyway, that was What If. We talk about What If. It seems like some people like it, some people didn't. Brooks really liked it. I think I could like it better, but I just... The animation's getting stagnant to me. The premise of it's not just I don't feel fulfilled, so I'm not excited. I'm not excited to watch any of these fucking episodes anymore. At all. It sucks. That's sad. All right, we're about to reveal who's going to be on the monthly comic book review Thursday night at 6 p.m. Y'all ready? There's some new people, some new faces here. So, here we go. Where's the button? All right, new comic book day is Wednesday, and the day after, we're doing the best comics of the month stream. And joining me on that panel, you know we got comics with Bueller on that show. Come on, my man Bueller's going to be there. You know we got to have Bueller. Next up, first time on the monthly review, Manny from Tomorrow's Cinema. Then we've got Nick from Comic Culture reappearing. Hell yeah. We've got Jennifer from Comics Will Break Your Heart appearing. And appearing for the first time on the monthly comic book review, Verno from the Cerebros Station. So there's your lineup. That's who's going to be joining us Thursday on the channel, 6 p.m. Central Time. That's a hella good lineup, isn't it? That's a hella good lineup, isn't it? I'm excited to chat with them. Homies. All right, top 5 1993 movies. Start thinking about it, because that's what we're about to do right now. This was a difficult list. So first up, let me go ahead and have some honorable mentions. Son-in-Law, Groundhog Day, Kronos, Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Dark Half. Now my top 5 from 1993. At number 5, I got Demolition Man. Come on, y'all. Stallone Snipes. You know we love this movie. We did it last year for Action Fest. This movie is baller. I got action figures for it. It's ridiculous. It's goofy. Taco Bell's my favorite fast food restaurant. You know I love this movie. And there are some great movies. And yes, I know Schindler's List came out this year. But I think if I got to choose between Schindler's List and Demolition Man, what do you think I'm choosing? What do you think I'm choosing? Also, look at my honorable mentions. There's some good movies this year. Number 5 is Demolition Man. At number 4, I got Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This is one of the best Batman movies ever. It's one of the best interpretations of Batman through the animated series as well. Oh my goodness, I love this movie. It was epic. It was big. I saw it in the theater, and when it opened up, and we had that CG'd, very crudely CG'd Gotham, and we had that music. Oh my goodness, you know this movie's good. Number 4. At number 3, Jurassic Park. This is one of my favorite sci-fi movies. It's based on a Michael Crichton book. Michael Crichton was my favorite author back then and through the 90s. I loved this movie. It's a great memory in my life, going to the theater with my mom and my stepdad and my family, going to the mall first because it was the theater at the mall. We went, I got McDonald's, got the happy, dude, it's just such a freaking beautiful memory. What a great movie. And I got to go to that exact theater before it got tore down last year. And John from PCP, Hammer Time Holeshoe, freaking rented out an entire theater for the excitable PCP crew to watch Jurassic Park. This movie is dope, and you know it. But what's better than that, in my opinion? Not best, but favorite. Number 2, The Sandlot, the best movie about baseball that ever has been. I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm literally watching it right now. My Yankees, you know what I'm saying? But The Sandlot captures the spirit and the nuance of baseball. What it means, not just to players and organizations and ball clubs and fans, but what it means as the youth. When I grew up, my life was just like The Sandlot. Now, I didn't grow up in the 60s. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, but this was my life, hanging out with my friends, going to fairs and carnivals, creepy ones like in the Funhouse, and of course, having a good old time at The Sandlot playing some baseball. And number 1, Dazed and Confused. Come on, y'all. Come on. You've heard me mention this before. Dazed and Confused is probably my favorite movie ever. It is definitely the movie that I have watched the most throughout my life. I watch it repeatedly, over and over. Jelani likes to say, I like to judge movies based on rewatchability. Perry says the same thing. Well, if I judge all movies based on rewatchability, this is the number one. I will watch this at any moment. It could be 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, 20, 30, 40. It could be an hour and 15 minutes in. It could be at the end of the movie. I will fucking watch it. I love this movie. Great characters. It represents a certain time. Richard Linklater is great. It's a day in the life. It's the best day in the life movie I've ever seen. Indie, 90s, comedy. Come frickin' on. Let's run through the list again. Honorable mentions: Son-in-Law, Groundhog Day, Kronos, Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Dark Half. And I will tell you this. One of the things I love about these movies in 93 and 92 that we've gotten so far is this is where I really started going to the theater like every week. At this moment, like the family's fortunes were finally doing good. My stepdad had a good, solid job, and we were able to go do these things, and I had a group of friends that like to go and see movies. So this is where my movie watching really, like in theaters, really started. So honorable mentions to Son-in-Law, Groundhog Day, Kronos, Nightmare Before Christmas, Dark Half. I watched all of those in the theater when they came out, except for Kronos and The Dark Half. Dark Half is a great one, by the way. Demolition Man, number 5. We did a PCP movie night on that. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, number 4. We did a PCP movie night on that. Jurassic Park, number 3. Wow, we haven't done a PCP movie night on that. Number 2, The Sandlot. We did a PCP movie night on that. And number 1, Dazed and Confused. We did a PCP movie night on that. And that is my top 5 favorite movies of 1993. What are yours? No Menace to Society. Shame. Don't shame me. I like Menace to Society, but it ain't quite Boys in the Hood. It ain't quite Friday for me. Like, I know those are way different movies, but I like it. I saw it. It didn't make it on the list. I got these cheeseburgers. All right, Fable. First of all, Big Herm says, Sandlot is my number 1. TM Nerdy says, yes, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Jay says Schindler's List sucks. I don't think it sucks, but it's not a movie you want to watch all the fucking time. Yeah, the 3 shells are still just... Yeah, we're not supposed to get the 3 shells. We never know. It's one of those mysteries. Murder, Death, Kill. Fable says, Mrs. Doubtfire, Mask of the Phantasm, Menace to Society, Jurassic Park, and True Romance. True Romance was one I thought about too. That should have been on honorable mentions actually for me. G-Money says, The Sandlot is a classic. Wendy Peppercorn, yeah. Hey, man, can you tell your Yankees to start losing so my Mariners can get their first playoff appearance in 20 years? No. You don't need the Yankees to lose. You need the Red Sox to lose. You need the Blue Jays to lose. That's what you need. Oakland's out, by the way. Ninja Scroll came out in 93. Yeah, I never really liked that one. Under Siege had a great cast. You're right, Dave. It did. KR says, Demolition Man is so underrated. All right, William says, 93, Hong Kong films, The Bride with the White Hair, City Hunter, Once Upon a Time in China 3, Last Hero in China, Tai Chi Master, and Iron Monkey. I wish Bob was here tonight so he could holler at him. I think he's been at a men's retreat. 62 says, Jurassic Park, Dazed and Confused, True Romance, Groundhog Day, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Tacky says, Menace to Society, Poetic Justice, Pelican Brief, Mask of the Phantasm, and The Fugitive. KR says, where does New Jack City rank among Boys and Menace? I think it ranks, for me, in between. Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, Menace to Society. By the way, we have done movie nights for Boys in the Hood and for New Jack City. I guess Menace to Society should be coming in 2022. And then maybe Juice. Poetic Justice is a really good movie, by the way. Albert says, Jurassic Park, Falling Down. Fucking love Falling Down. Dazed and Confused, The Fugitive, and True Romance. Hell yeah. Officially Unofficial Geek says, I am turning 40 this year, and Dazed Confused was my generation's Breakfast Club. I turned 40 this year, bruh. Station. Hocus Pocus, not for me. I do like it. I do enjoy it, but it's not one of my favorites. Fair Robbie says, KR, who here can talk to the Red Sox and the Blue Jays for me? Well, the Red Sox are taking care of it for themselves, but you need the Blue Jays to lose to the Yankees. So, see, let's say the Red Sox win out, or let's say the Red Sox lose out, okay? And let's say that the Yankees sweep the Blue Jays, and let's say the Mariners win out. Y'all get in, right? That's how that would work, right? Who do y'all play for the last bit? How have y'all been doing? Where do y'all, like 2 games behind right now? I don't know. Yeah. But you need the Red Sox and you need the Blue Jays both to lose. Is it still? Yeah, I think if they lose out and y'all win out, I think you can make it. Mike. Number 5, Tombstone. Number 4, Sandlot. Number 3, Jurassic Park. Number 2, True Romance. And number 1, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Nice. Bold and daring. We appreciate that, Mike. All right, it's time for show and tell. Do I have too much? I don't have really hardly anything new. Let's see here. First of all, I pulled this out. Shit. I just broke that. Nope, it popped back on. Hold on. All right. So this is from Beetlejuice, the toy line. I popped this out. It's usually part of my Halloween decoration, so I'm going to put it up there soon. But just wanted to show everybody the bed again. There's the Beetlejuice's grave. Nobody's in there. Beetlejuice. 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 What the hell? It's a Beetlejuice. How dope is that? Many of y'all have seen that before, obviously. That whole bit, that whole trick. I want more Beetlejuice figures. I really just have this one, which is not focusing on. Whatever. It's a dope figure. I love it. Next up. Brooks had got me this Chris Pratt figure back in the day. I thought you guys would appreciate that. It's a Chris Pratt. Isn't that a wild casting choice? Even just for vocal cast? Anyway, that's really dope. I got a Luigi, too, that Brooks got me for my birthday one year. I feel like you showed this off last night. I did. It just happened to be around. I don't have much new. I don't have anything new, really. Jay Nunya says, Blood In, Blood Out, Ninja Scroll, Nightmare Before Christmas, Mask of the Phantasm, Wayne's World 2. Good top 5. Speaking of last night, I do get that Tiffany figure that I want to open up soon. It's nice. Pull this one out too. My McDonald's Halloween Jack-O-Lantern Happy Meal thing. I want more of those. Anybody's got them and you don't want them, send them my way. KR says Jurassic Park's number 1, then Demolition Man, Hard Target, Carlito's Way, The Good Son, The Firm, CB4, El Mariachi, Sandlot, and Rookie of the Year. El Mariachi did release in theaters in America that year, but it was the year before. But great list. Rookie of the Year, by the way. Rookie of the fucking year. So I still get my Dark Horse stuff my Star Trek, Jesus Christ. My Star Trek stuff from Eagle Moss. Got a new batch in not too long ago. DS9, Hearts of Gold. Hearts of Old? Yeah, okay. TNG, Soul Asylum. Boldly Go, Volume 1, which is really cool because this is one that I skipped. They'll be out of print and you'll just get them out of order after so long. And then they start filling them back in. Like that was 87, this is 75. And this is, what is it? The Enterprise Experiment. So, yeah, excited to check that out. I love going through bargain bins, and especially when you're responsible for making them. But I got this random run in Justice League because I'd never read it. But it's Justice League of America 183. This starts one of the Earth 1, Earth 2 crossovers, and it brought in New Genesis. This was one of the first times I think they brought in those characters outside of Kirby's run. I'm not quite sure about that, but I wanted to get it. I love the covers too. I may be doing DC in the 70s for it. But there's the next issue, which is 184. Love that cover. And then 185. It's Marv Wolfman and George Perez. So I'm really excited just to like read it. It's still pre-crisis. I haven't read a lot of pre-crisis stuff. And Joe's got me wanting to read a lot of that. And then I picked up Marvel 2-in-1, number 50. The Thing battles the Thing. He like goes back in time and fights an older version of himself. This is by John Byrne, I believe. Yeah, it's John Byrne. So definitely one I want in my collection. I want this whole run. I've got a bunch of them, but I just need to piece it together. I need to put them all together so I can actually know what I'm missing and then actually dive into it. Right? Actually dive into it. So that was Show and Tell. Now we're about to move on to the final 9. Going through my Blu-ray collection. 93 to Infinity was a cool rap group. The rap group is called Souls of Mischief, but the song and the album that you're thinking of is 93 to Infinity. Love that bit. Is there an Angela Spawn figure? Yeah, I got one right here. Let me move the chatterer. I don't know how many they did. They did a few, but this is the first one, and I have it. Pretty dope figure. They did many versions where there was like, she's got panties on. There was one that was pantyless, and it was worth more. This Tiffany figure, there's a thong version. I think maybe I got one on the way. Who knows? Wolfman and Perez, not going to find much a better creative team in the 70s. Hell yeah. Or the 80s. Or even today, probably. Let's be honest. I need to rewatch Ninja Scroll. I watched that when I was like in middle school. And I watched that and Vampire Hunter D. And I never watched any anime for a long time. But I think I could get back into it. Mario and the Princess. Like that? All right, final 9 from my Blu-ray collection. The Cell. We kicked off March Madness this week talking about this movie. I love this movie. Super underappreciated. Charlie Brown. So it's under C. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Y'all know it's one of the best Halloween movies out there. Children of the Corn. There is an Arrow edition of this that I want to get, but this is the Anchor Bay one from back in the day. Still a pretty solid movie. Love that movie. Speaking of Stephen King, there's Christine, John Carpenter's. This needs a super special edition, like from Scream or something. That'd be dope. From Vestron, we got The Chopping Mall. We covered this on Dylan's Horror Show. I love this movie. Got the slip. Got the slip with the Charlie Brown, too. Chucky movie collection. If they're individually cased, they count individually. This one is not individually cased, but it's all the Chucky movies. So you got Child's Play 2 and 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, and Cult of Chucky. And we covered the entire franchise on Dylan's Horror Show this year. Really fun. Cinco de Mayo, as evidenced by the Graduation Day review and the one day upcoming Happy Birthday to Me review. I love holiday or special day themed horror movies, April Fool's Day, shit like that, right? So I saw this one. It's a slasher called Cinco de Mayo. I've never watched it, so I don't know if it's any good. It probably isn't, but one day I'll let you know. Maybe on Cinco de Mayo. Citizen Kane. It's a bare bones edition. I still have my DVD because it has more special features. I'd like to get the more definitive version that's been coming out of this, but that's what I got for now. That's one of my favorite movies ever. And you know me, I'm a big Italian horror film fan, especially horror and Lucio Fulci. There's my City of the Dead right there from Blue Underground. So that's the final 9. If you're going to watch anime, watch Cowboy Bebop. I have watched Cowboy Bebop. I own it. It will be coming up probably next week on the first 6 and final 9. I love Cowboy Bebop. Love Samurai Champloo. I've since gotten more into anime. I love Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop, but it's been a while. Neon Genesis, one of my favorites. I love Akira, of course. Blood, the Last Vampire. Never watched Blood Plus, though. Love Trinity Blood. I like Basilisk. I like Escaflowne. I like Lane. I like Helsing. What else do I like? I like Blue Seed. I remember watching that one. I think I like that one. There's more. There's something I'm missing. Something I'm forgetting. Panelist is always worth more. You know that. You know that. All right, y'all. That's the show tonight. Thank you so much. Like I said, coming up on the channel, though, and outward of the channel, join me on The Experience tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Time, where I'll be slinging comics with good folks at Dynamic Forces, doing a little bit of a pregame show to Monday Night Football. Comics Revisited will be next Monday. Pax Romana, start reading. The monthly comic book review with me, Bueller, Manny, Nick, Jennifer, and Verno is Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Time here on the channel. Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Time, Horrorfest continues with one of my favorite movies ever, Suspiria. Then we got Drag Me to Hell on Dylan's Horror Show the next night. So, thank you, everybody. We really do appreciate you being here. Y'all are worth it. Y'all are so worth it. We didn't quite hit the Ultra Magnus goal, but don't worry. We'll work it out next time. Y'all, have a good night. Station one and all. Thanks for rocking with us. Hope you have a great week. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Come on, baby. damn, the Yankees are still up there. They still batting. We're going to open up this Kid and Play Pop. Kid, Christopher Reeve. Hola, hola, eh. And I appreciate that they give you a bass because they're doing the Kid and Play kick step or the funky Charleston to some. Hola, hola, eh. Hola, hola, eh. Roll with Kid and Play now. Kid, I don't know what it is about this groove that's making me move, but it sure is funky. There is Kid, Christopher Martin. That's Play. My bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. DJ Up. Oh, he's got the part in the hair. Oh, this is great. This is great. So glad they did these. I'm such a fan of Kid and Play. House Party 1 and 2. So there's Kid. Great detail on the hair. Look at that. He's got the 2. Then we got Play. He's got the height. Why? Because when Kid and Play is on the mic, we're too hype. Recreating the album cover. That's my favorite Kid and Play album, by the way. Too hype. When Kid and Play is on the mic, we're too hype. And they're doing the kick step. Fuck yeah. It don't get better than that, do it? And they finally got the Yankees out. Now we got Chapman coming in. I'm nervous. I'm going to go watch that. Hopefully the Yankees win. We sweep the Red Sox. We sweep the Blue Jays. And we're good. Home field for the wild card game. We take care of the Blue Jays or the Red Sox or Seattle. Whoever it will be. It'll probably be the Red Sox. Let's be honest, okay? Whew, I am ready for that. You know they're going to have Cole for that, right? They got to have Cole ready for that. Bruh, I'm so freaking ready. Anyway, go Cowboys tomorrow night. Join us on The Experience. And anybody watch the Auburn game? I was like so fucking like pissed. I'm an Auburn fan. Auburn was about to lose to a scrub ass team, Georgia State, right? And they fucking, our new coach, Harrison, right? Ryan Harrison? Their new coach pulled Bo Nix out and put in fucking Finley. And yeah. Really good. Tacky's going live in 30 minutes, says Fable. So everybody check him out there for the after show. I'm going to go stress out about this Yankees game. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all been the best.